Alright. News Search Live, ladies and gentlemen, I'm recording this on Wednesday, August 10th, 2016. I tell you what, man. I got so much stuff that... this week, I guess this is a crazy week. The kids went back to school today. And, a lot of people, basically saying, man, your kids go back to school early. I remember when I was a kid, it was day after Labor Day, that Tuesday, you were going back to school. Now these kids go in August and get out in late May. One of the people that I work with, my boss, my new boss, if you will, the one that I referred to as Pig Vomit in the other video. Yeah, I'm pulling a Howard Stern. My boss is Pig Vomit. She likes to, the Pig Vomit likes to sew all of her clothes, apparently. Pig Vomit lives out in Illinois, yet they're fucking, she's living like she's fucking Amish. Oh man, me and this woman don't get along, folks. I'll be honest, the old boss I had, I'm not going to mention her name here, but she was awesome, man. She was very laid back. Didn't bust your balls that much. Then she ends up getting fired for health reasons. Yeah, health reasons. Apparently, the place I work for doesn't care if you have a doctor's note or they don't care if you're on your deathbed. You don't show up for work 4 times within a 30-day period, they fire you. You could have butt rot and they wouldn't care. But Pig Vomit, man. I tell you, the second day I got on her team, me and her just clashed, dude. I swear. Like, I'm used to working in an environment where I could, cut. Well, I'll tell you what happened. I work for a company that is hired by Comcast to handle their internet tech support. So in other words, when you call into Comcast, if you are a Comcast customer and you have internet issues, you call them up and you get people over in India or the Philippines. Well, when their dumbasses can't help you because they can't barely speak English, they transfer you to what they call Tier 2 support, which is me. And they send out this alert telling Comcast customers, Comcast customers can now pay their bill at local 7-Eleven stores, And I made a joke in the tier room, man, or in our team room, because we have a chat room that we can, go in. We have a team chat room, as it will. And I type in the chat room as a joke. This just in, all 7-Eleven stores are now owned by tier agents, which is the Philippines. Look, we got a guy. I know. I work with a guy who is Indian. His name is Indian. His parents are from Indian descent, from India. They migrated here, and he thought the joke was freaking, knee slapping funny. But Pig Vomit, she has to come in and tell me that that's racist. And we don't say things like that on my team, Team Pig Vomit. Hashtag Team Pig Vomit. But, so now I'm stuck on Team Pig Vomit. And, I tell you, man, it's just one thing after another. So I typed into I did a stupid thing. And this is going back a month ago. So, but this is a funny story. People are going to think I'm a dumbass, which I was. This woman just kept pissing me off. Pig Vomit kept pissing me off all day with her snide little remarks about her sewing and how she's too good to buy clothes at Walmart, except for denim because she doesn't want to fool with it. But she makes all of her daughter's clothes. Don't you just... I fucking hate people like this, man. That think they are above everybody else because they do some primal object, like primal art form, like sewing. Excuse me if I was never a fucking Boy Scout, let alone sewing. I don't even like to tie my shoes. I wear slip-ons, for crying out loud. And I got to work 8 hours a day with pig vomit telling me to fucking sew about how she sews shit. I wish somebody would sew her mouth shut. They probably need to. I'll go ahead and say it. They probably needed to sew her pussy up too to keep that bitch from breeding. So anyway, this is like again the second day I was on her team at work, and we have this thing called line adherence where Comcast pays the company I work for to have a certain amount of agents on the call center floor, quote unquote, at all times. And if one caller calls out, it has the potential to basically ruin that line adherence, in which Comcast will not pay the company that I work for that half hour, which means the company that I work for doesn't get paid, therefore they got to pay the employee out of their own pocket instead of the Comcast budget, which they are no longer getting. First off, Comcast projects these little intervals like tits on. I mean, they fucking don't project them very well. But anyway, also Pig Vomit has team stats, which if somebody calls out on her team, it hurts her metrics. It hurts Pig Vomit's metrics. You know, and which hurts her chances at getting a bonus, pretty much. So I am in the one of the other, you know, I'm in a private conversation with somebody else in an IM, and I type in, you know what, this bitch is making me so fucking crazy that I'm tempted, or this woman is making me so crazy that I'm tempted to call in and ruin her line adherence and her stupid little team stats. But instead of typing it to the person that I intended it to, my dumbass decides to basically broadcast it into Pig Vomit's team room, where everybody on Team Pig Vomit, including Pig Vomit herself, sees this message. Looking back now, it seems like I didn't mean to do it. People are going to be like, Joe, you're such a dumbass. But you know what? I give kudos to myself because of the fact that fucking... it looks like I had the balls to say it to her face. So then she, you know, basically I got the old slap on the wrist for being insubordinate. Joe, you can't say things like that. You know, and I got to be your supervisor. So you might as well just learn to get along with me. And she it's just, oh man, I had to vent that off my chest here. That happened about a month ago, and this has been thing after thing with this lady. And finally, I'm like, you know what? She pulls in her boss, who is over her team and a couple other teams. So it's like the team leader, it's like the supervisor's supervisor is in this meeting. And I tell the guy, I'm like, look, you know what? I'm just going to type in when I go clock out for the day and clock in and out of lunch or whatever the case may be. I don't have to speak to this woman if I don't really want to, unless it's in a one-on-one situation. So I won't, and I haven't since, because I'm a firm believer in killing Pig Vomit with kindness. I'm just lucky I have this outlet here on New Search Live that I could point out the ongoing adventures of Pig Vomit. And I will do that if I have anything interesting about Pig Vomit. Pig Vomit made her kid, getting to the school thing, Pig Vomit made her kid her book bag. Can you imagine going to school nowadays with a homemade book bag? When I was a kid, man, growing up, everything was judged about you, from your shoes to your book bag. And if you showed up to school wearing fucking Walmart clothes, or if you showed up to school that wearing something that wasn't bought in a mall like I did frequently, because my parents couldn't afford that shit, and quite frankly, I didn't find any of it stylish myself, because I dressed for comfort, not for looks. But, you know, it was back in the day, during school. If I would have shown up for school with a fucking freaky looking Pig Vomit book bag, I would have fucking gotten my ass kicked no matter what grade I was in. And she shares pictures of this thing in the team room, and it's like this denim thing with peace signs all over it, and Makes me feel sorry for the pig vomit's daughter. If I was this girl, I'd want to be adopted quick. Fuck. Anyway. Oh, man. WWE, I really didn't watch this week. I'll be honest with you, man. It's just... Raw, I tried to get through Raw. I really did. But I couldn't really get through it. Mostly because of the fact that I was having to work crazy ass hours this week. But I don't know if what I did see. I'm the type of person where if I watch Raw and if I don't like what I'm seeing by the end of the first hour, I don't watch no more. But I mean, and I didn't want to watch anymore. I had enough of this crap, man, and nothing's changed. The camera angles have changed. But we're still opening up with 20-minute fucking promos to set up a match that could have been set up in maybe 10 minutes. 5 maybe even. It's an ongoing thing, and then you turn into SmackDown, which is good. SmackDown's not great. But I mean, it's okay, you know. Nothing. Tell me what's changed, guys. Raw dipped below 2 million viewers, and you can blame it on the Olympics if you want to. I have not watched moment one of the Olympics this year. Name me one person who has. The Olympics, to me, are a period every 4 years where we care about sports that we would never, ever fucking watch in the 3 years in between. I don't watch swimming. I don't watch gymnastics. Airsoft rifles? I never even knew that was a fucking sport. Target shooting? Golf. Golf made it into the Olympics this year. I don't blame the Olympics in the slightest for this shit. Sure, there are probably some people out there watching this, but I don't blame it wholeheartedly on the Olympics. I blame it on crappy writing. Because I blame it on Vince. I'm sorry, I can't blame the writers but so much because the writers write for Vince. Vince has final say on anything that goes through that company. It does not make air without going through Vince. I tell you, man, I've said it before. This man just, man. It's him and Triple H at creative, and I honestly believe it's a tug of war. By the time Triple H does get the book, man, we'll be lucky if all the energy and all the gumption hasn't been zapped out of the poor guy. All the creativity may be gone, and maybe we'll have another Vince on our hands. I don't know. Take a break here. We'll be right back. You're listening to New Surge Live. Or if you're watching us on the YouTube channel, thank you very much. Please hit that like. Hit that subscribe button. Be right back. We're going to talk TNA. Ugh, God. I don't even really want to talk about wrestling this week. Wrestling this week was a downer, man, but there are some news bits. We'll be right back. Stay with us, folks. You know, it's not even that I mean, it's Wednesday night when I'm recording this, so you got NXT, and you got the Cruiserweight Classic, which I really haven't been keeping up with. I need to. I'm the type of person where, thanks to the network, I don't have to watch weekly if I don't want to. There are some times where I sit down one day on my day off and binge watch 4 episodes of NXT in a row just to get caught up. It's amazing to me how you could do that now. I mean, the Cruiserweight Classic, if you wanted to sit there and watch the whole tournament in one day now, once the thing's over with, you could. If you avoid spoilers, you can do that. Talking about TNA, it looks like they've signed Aaron Stevens. Oh, man. Aaron. As George Carlin would say, this is just plain fucking stupid. I mean, like, jump on, he claims he's going to be playing the Sandow character, the You're Welcome, I'm Smarter Than Thou character, based off the music that they played in this promo video. Apparently he ain't that smart because he joined the wrong company. I would have much rather see him go to Ring of Honor. A lot of people have been asking me, well, what about Lucha Underground? That's not the place for Aaron Stevens. But I do think Ring of Honor is a good place for him. Can you imagine Dalton Castle versus Aaron Stevens? Can you imagine what a match that would be? Or Aaron Stevens versus, Jay Lethal. Adam Cole, maybe? But when I think about TNA, man, they're going to push him to the main event. And to me, you can't take somebody who came out of WWE. Yes, sure, he was the internet darling. And he was the fans' main eventer. And yes, he did not get a push. And it was wrong the way WWE treated him. But you can't sit there and take a guy who was on the mid-card in 1 week in the biggest wrestling company in the world and put him slingshot him into the main event the next week with your company. You can't do that. That's like if Zack Ryder was released from WWE tomorrow and then won the TNA belt the very next day. It just doesn't work like that. And granted, I know it's been a while since we've seen Aaron Stevens, Sandow, whatever. But the stench still remains. It's crazy. Anyway. Backlash is coming up here, and heard John Cena may be off the show, which is a good thing to me. I'm not paying to see John Cena anyway. I'll tell you the truth. I'm paying to see AJ Styles. I'm paying to see Bray Wyatt. And as long as those two are on the show, I'm fine. Now, granted, yes, I know, card subject to change, and I'll like the show no matter who's on it, as long as it ain't John Cena. I'm not going to be like that hypocrite fan from a few weeks back and request refund tickets if AJ Styles isn't on the show. It's not my style. No pun intended. All right. Golly, I can't believe they really signed this dude, or this dude signed there, man. The G1 Climax is going on. I can't believe nobody's making a big deal out of that this year. I don't know why. Oh, we got a Lucha Underground Season 3 trailer. That's cool. I tell you, I don't feel like talking about wrestling this week. Have I reached my breaking point with this shit? Where I throw up my hands and go, I don't want to have it. I don't want to do it no more. I've been following the business since I was 6 years old. That's 1991, guys. Granted, I know there's people out there that have been following it longer. Duh, you're fucking older than I am. Jesus, not everybody's been watching this shit from the cradle. Maybe it is time for me to give this up. Maybe I should become a guy who only works, and maybe I should pay more attention to pig vomit and conform. I don't know. You guys leave me a comment below. Shelton Benjamin ain't coming back to WWE anytime soon. He's got a torn rotator cuff. He's been wrestling with the injury for 2.5 months. Why? I get it that if you don't work, you don't get food on the table. But if you got an injury, why would you wrestle on it? Work smart, guys. Come on. Work smart. If I have the flu and I can't take phone calls at my job because I'm hawking and sneezing or whatever, I'm not going to just gut through it and sneeze in customers' ears. No, I'm going to call Pig Vomit and tell her that I can't come to work. Might catch a little bit of shit. Might miss a couple, about $100 pay. But my health is more important than anything else, man. And Shelton Benjamin is proof that when it comes to you're no good injured. That's what WWE said to this guy. We're interested in signing you. We desperately want to sign you. But you know what? Go out there and get healthy first, because you're no good to us injured. We're not going to sign anybody if they're hurt already. We don't want that on our we don't want that stain on our damn... We don't want that on us. We just don't need it. Crystal Pepsi has hit shelves. Kind of excited to try the Crystal Pepsi. I don't remember liking the Crystal Pepsi when I was a kid that much. We would always, me and my brother would always bug my mom to get it. And then me and my brother would drink about half of it and leave it. Mom, we want it because it's clear. No, I'm not buying that. But we want it, Mom. Alright, put it in the cart. That's how it was, man, when you were a kid. You beg your mom for any fucking thing at the store, man. Me and my brother, we never did the whole... We never did the whole hit the floor and... I don't want it. I want this. And just hit the floor whining and throwing a tantrum. We knew better. My mom would either do one of two things. She'd leave us on the floor. And by the time we finally got up, we'd look at the front of the store and she'd be in the checkout lane, or even worse, at the car. She did that to my brother once. She left his ass in the store. I'm out there helping my mom load up the car. He's sitting there crying over a damn box of Fruit Loops, I think it was, in the middle of the Winn-Dixie. I remember that shit. I think we were like 7 and he was 6. Either that or she'd take you to the bathroom and give you the whooping. She wouldn't drag you into the men's bathroom where you belong. Now she took you right to the women's bathroom and did it. Did your parents ever whip you when you were a kid? Leave me a comment. Send me a tweet. Hashtag Team Pig Vomit. I'm hoping that there's a shift bid so I get moved off of Team Pig Vomit, but hell, I hope Pig Vomit gets fired. She'll be forced to sew her kids' fucking clothes in because she can't afford anything else, the bitch. That's right, I said it. Pig Vomit. Uh-oh. The Olympic pool. This is a cool thing coming out of the Olympics. The diving pool. They have the swimming pool and then the diving pool side by side. The diving pool, the water in the diving pool the last couple of days has been a real, bright green color because the algae. Because it's outdoors, Well, this comes from Kayfabe News. So you can wink, wink, nudge, nudge here. The Olympic pool turning green are mysterious Asian wrestlers to blame. Police in Rio de Janeiro have apprehended professional wrestlers Tajiri and the Great Muta under suspicion of tampering with the water in Olympic pools, which perplexingly turned green this week. Tajiri and Muta deny any involvement, though they failed to explain why they are in Rio and why the green saliva was dripping from their lips when they were arrested. Asian wrestlers are well known for their ability to spew green mists when threatened, a bizarre biological adaptation that, according to one study, is universal to all Asian people. Brazilian police are keeping mum about the possible suspects of the pool discoloring, but witnesses have reported seeing Killer Khan, Lord Tensai, Kendo Nagasaki, all of them near the Olympic aquatic venues. And it's got a picture of Tajiri sitting in front, like photoshopped in front of the green pool, spitting the green mist. That's funny. I wonder if I can hire Tajiri to go spread some green on pig vomit. I swear it's one of the best things Howard Stern ever did. And people who have seen that movie and think, did he really call his boss pig vomit on air? Yes, he did. Am I really calling my boss pig vomit on air? Yes, I am. Because she's a cunt. Sorry, I shouldn't say that word. That C word, man, is like death, man, for men. I don't use it often. But, man, if there was ever... The very first day that, when all that stuff went down that I was telling you about, I said to my family, I was like, if there was ever a woman that needed the word cunt tattooed across her forehead, it's pig vomit. Anyway. I think I've jawed on enough here. It's about 28 minutes. Not much of an episode this week. There's not a whole lot to talk about, guys. Raw and SmackDown this week sucked. I'm not going to talk about them. I'm through talking and him-hawing myself to death at something that's never going to change until a 70-some-year-old man finally kicks it. It's a shame that the only hope for the professional wrestling business is for the man who put it really on the map to die. It's just freaking crazy. I mean, it's... Sorry. Should have had that turned down. It's crazy that we gotta think that way about the professional wrestling business. It really is. Anyway, if I still have a job next week, or if I get fired by pig vomit, I'll let you know. And they're pushing everybody to work overtime, so I guess that's a good thing. We're getting overtime. It's the only company I've ever worked with that doesn't give you a raise either. There's no options for raises with this place. Anyway. I've been Joe White. You've been listening or watching New Search Live. We appreciate it. Facebook.com/New Search Live. You can also follow me on Twitter @WrestlingTruck. We'll see you down the road.